Right you are then, ladies and gentlemen. What we're going to make today is a very cheap, very easy to make disposable archery target that's made out of stuff that a lot of you will have laying around in your house. First of all, you're going to need a classic roll of duct tape or some brown packing tape. Duct tape is better because it's reinforced with thread so that it doesn't take so much damage when it hits an arrow. We're going to need a box of some description. This is a K-Swiss box from a nice shiny new pair of K-Swiss trainers. And last but not least, you're going to need something like this, which is basically a recycle bin. And inside here there is all manner of pieces of paper, boxes, all sorts of stuff. Now we'll sort all the pieces of paper out of there. We'll get on with it. So step one, we've got a nice big assorted pile of paper all stacked up around the back there. Step one is basically fill this box full of as many layers of paper as you can jam in there. Now, the idea behind this is to put layering in there, much the similar way to ships layer their hulls, or space station, space shuttle. They've got layered bodies because it's harder to pierce through dozens and dozens of small layers than it is to pierce through one thick layer. Some of this stuff I've got over here is actually like credit card bills and stuff like that, so I've got to be careful how I do this. I appear to have acquired myself an audience. She's wondering what I'm doing. She's seen me do this many times before, so she probably actually knows exactly what I'm doing. Some old envelopes, some more old envelopes. It's just anything you can find. You really can put anything in there at all, as long as you increase the amount of layers there is. It's all good. I've done these with old clothes, old pieces of carpet will do. Just about anything you can get your hands on that you can put in there in layers will provide the necessary result, or the result we're looking for anyway. A lot of people go out and buy targets to do this. I'm tight-fisted and I really don't like spending money on things that I can make. Things that are, as you can see, that are just basically laying down. Old egg boxes. Put the old egg boxes on the side and you just crush them down with your hands. So you can see we're getting there. We've got a delivery note here. Delivery note from my wife's work uniform. Most of this is just junk mail. Pretty much all of it is junk mail, actually. I'm going to go have a route round and see if I can find some other stuff to put in there, because I think I've emptied out a recycle bin, and I'll be back in a minute. We've got a big old cardboard box here, so let's just have a look. Have a look at that. That just happens to be roughly the right size. So we need to mark it so that we can slice it up. And chop the cardboard. I don't normally use scissors. I use either a tenon saw or a bread knife, which I can't find. Yeah, or a serrated bread knife, because it cuts through cardboard quite nicely. And of course, with a serrated bread knife, it's not so sharp that if you do have a bit of a slip up, it's not going to take your fingers off. You'll be surprised how accurately you can cut with a bread knife. And then we'll squish this down some more. Like I say, it isn't going to be perfect. as long as there's plenty of layers in there. Right, we're getting to about where we want to be now. We'll cut a few small pieces, or tear a few small pieces. Like I say, this hasn't got to be accurate. It's got to be neat and tidy because no one's going to see the inside of it. We'll stack these here. I think that'll do for the time being. I'm going to grab a little bit of duct tape. Now, experience has taught me that what we've got there is more than enough. I go one step further. I'll wrap almost the entire thing in duct tape just to make it extra strong. So I'll have to move the camera back for that, otherwise you won't be able to see it. Let me get the whole sideboard in. I bought a whole job lot of this black duct tape. It's only cheap duct tape. A whole job lot of this black duct tape on eBay for about 15 quid. So I've got about 100 rolls of it. Some silly lot. The duct tape is good because it is reinforced, so when the arrows go through they don't make too much of a mess of the duct tape, so you don't end up with the box falling to pieces. I would dare say if you was to wrap this in Hessian or maybe an old t-shirt or some such, you'd probably get the same effect. So that's that way done, get a little smooth out. That's another advantage of this particular duct tape, I don't know if it'll work the same with yours, is it actually grips a bit better. So we've got the long one now. Now that is one archery target that is really very durable, a lot more durable than you might expect. It's tactical black as well, which is nice. We've just got to add one finishing touch. Move you in a bit closer so you can actually see it properly. You can see it's very dark. We'll add the finishing touch in just a minute. What's even more convenient is adult size shoeboxes seem to be designed to have an A4 page stuck on the front of them. So we'll take it in the other room, set it up down the hallway, and we'll take a shot at it or two, and you'll see it's actually literally 5 minutes and virtually no money at all to make yourself a pretty sturdy and pretty useful archery target. Mr. Zombie looks so out of shape because he was a square image. So I stretched him so that it fit on a sheet of A4. Well, there you go. That's how it works. Now these have gone through a bit. We'll see how much in a second, once I've pulled them all out. But you can see there's more than enough to stop an arrow, providing you can hit the box. So you can see an old shoebox can actually quite quickly be turned into a portable archery target. Now you can chuck one of these in the boot of your car, and wherever you go you've got an archery target. If you don't put enough paper in there, all that'll happen is the arrows will go further into the box. Now, I've tried this with, you know, not particularly compressed paper, and they tend to shoot through and stick out the back at 5 or 6 inches. You can put like a mail order catalogue or some old books right in the very back to stop the arrows from passing right the way through, but I never normally worry. I just let the arrows pass through and poke out the back. But nice and cheap. Thanks for taking the time to watch, and we'll see you on the next one.